like I said, Halloween this year is having a lot of Halloween-themed films being released. Usually, this time of year, you only see probably one or two Halloween films being released. Like I remember back in about 2006, 2007, the biggest thing that would be released in Halloween would be fucking Saw. There were that many Saw movies released every year for Halloween. You were left saying to yourself, when the fuck are they going to stop making these? And is this the only thing that you can put out theatrically to promote Halloween? But now, we're kind of out of that era, and we're reaching an era now where 10 to 15 Halloween movies are being released the same time every year. So that's great, So we've come a long way from just seeing Saw being released back in 2006, 2007. That went to at least 6 editions before they finished up the final Saw. So I think you should take the most of this opportunity and actually see Hotel Transylvania. I think you're going to fall in love with the personalities of the characters. You're going to like the animation. You're going to like the fact that certain parts of the film are going to make you feel as if you're a part of it and you're actually checked in the Hotel Transylvania. Believe me when I tell you, computer animation with 3D effects are a non-stoner's dream. I guess is the best way of putting it, because it will make you feel as if you're in an entirely different world. It will pick you up, and it's almost as if you're on a flight from the beginning of the film until the end of the film. It is something to behold. It is something that you're going to enjoy. And believe me, if you're taking someone to this film as a present or kind of a reprieve from everyday life, they are going to thank you for it, honestly. 3D films are a bit more expensive, but they're worth every penny, honestly. There are certain parts of the film where you're going to feel like it's an oh my Jesus moment for you, honestly. And like I said, the best way I can illustrate a 3D film is a non-stoner's dream. If you ever want to get stoned without having to try a substance, honestly, 3D films are the way to go. I don't know how many people I have laughing at me out there listening on YouTube, but it's true. I've always loved, the thing about movies like this, I've always loved, things like Toy Story. I've always loved A Bug's Life. I've always loved Rango, and I've always loved just computer animation, period, because it definitely challenges your mind. And the fact that we're having all these legendary tales retold for the first time in years is great too. I always have loved, vampire type films. I've always loved remakes of films like The Wolfman and Nightmare on Elm Street, which I saw back in 2010 for the first time since the original films that went about 7 or 8 editions. I think that remakes have a lot left to be desired, but when you retell a story in the way of an animated film, like Disney did for Tangled and various others that they've released over the years, like The Little Mermaid, which originally was a book, they do it so effectively, and I think that this animated film is retelling the tales of these legendary characters in such an effective way. You're literally going to find yourself falling in love with characters you never thought you would. I mean, it's very different from the 1940s, 1950s version of the Wolfman. It's very different from the book Dracula, which I read in high school. It's something that you're going to love, and you're going to be writing me thanking you for encouraging you to want to see it. You'll see GFXs of this film on various search sites like Google. You'll see hundreds of trailers in anticipation of seeing the film on YouTube and Twitter. I've included several of them on our Twitter account, and our website now is offering widgets that give you a chance to see what's going on in the way of conversational topics on all of our social media networks to encourage you to sign up. You can see it on our widgets and on our Twitter. So definitely make sure you check it out because it is something you're going to love, honestly. I have nothing negative to say about Hotel Transylvania. And another thing, too, is I'm really excited for the Blu-ray and DVD to be released. Blu-rays, of course, now have 5 times the typical storage space of a traditional DVD, 7.1 surround sound, the presentation of the film in 1080 pixels. You have resistance to scratching. You have a digital copy included with the movie, and there are going to be a lot of tweaks and exclusive features and commentaries and bloopers included with Hotel Transylvania, alternate endings, I'm really excited to find out what the Blu-ray and DVD releases 3 months from now are going to detail. And the good thing about Blu-ray and DVD releases, I have to include this, is the fact that for people who are unfortunate enough not to be able to see these films, Blu-ray and DVDs are released fairly quickly. It used to be the equivalent of 6 months for a DVD to be released or a VHS. Now it's up from 6 to 3 months, so we're seeing more Blu-rays and DVDs released more frequently and faster. Spider-Man, the latest one, The Amazing Spider-Man, is coming out on the 5th or 6th of November, which is quite early for that film, just to give it a little bit of perspective as to how quickly these films are released. So by at least January, we're going to be able to see this film in its entirety with a lot of exclusive features. So I'm really excited for the release of it. And I hope that upon hearing this on YouTube, one of the things you go away saying is that this was funny. You enjoyed how I put across Hotel Transylvania for you, and it actually influences you to want to see it. I hope you go away from this YouTube commentary with a different impression from anything else you've heard pertaining to Hotel Transylvania, because I know there are hundreds of idiots out there making video blogs on Hotel Transylvania who probably have put it across differently than I have. So hopefully I've done it in an entertaining way. Our Twitter has included a lot of tweets about Hotel Transylvania, and I'll probably include an article with some detail from Internet Movie Database, imdb.com, on our radio forum for you, along with the promo for Hotel Transylvania as one of our watchable videos on our radio forum. We now have a Now Listen Live button, which will take you directly to our radio forum. I'll get to that in a minute before we wrap this up, so you can see all that exclusive stuff. But I'll probably include a clickable image and a video for Hotel Transylvania on the bottom of our radio forum. So on a 5-star scale perspective, I'm rating this film at least 4 to 5 stars. It is definitely a film for the entire family, and it has something for every member of the entire family. A couple of things about the film: computer animated, 3D effects. The characters are characters you're familiar with, and I think that the age demographic is a big thing too. Anywhere from children to seniors should enjoy this film. Some might not like the fact that it's in 3D, others might love it, but as I said here earlier, not every film release is going to have something that everybody is going to love in its entirety. And we have a lot of great films hitting theaters this Halloween, from Fun Size to House at the End of the Street, which is more of a horror, adult-oriented film. This film's definitely got a G rating on it from the looks of it. There is no foul language, there is no violence. It's a film for everybody. G rating is obviously what it is. You can call your local movie line for additional information, and I'll include a link probably at the bottom of the YouTube video and some clickable images and videos in our radio forum for you. Our radio forum is now listenable from our Facebook page. How you can get access to our radio forum now is by dropping by our Facebook page and joining our conversation at facebook.com/HW Entertainment. When you click on info, you scroll down to the About Me section and you click a link that will take you directly to our banners for our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter accounts. On the bottom of our RSS newsfeed banner, there is a small icon that says Listen Live. Upon clicking on that, you'll be directed into our official website's radio forum, where you'll find 10 archives that are frequently updated and clickable images and videos pertaining to some of the conversational topics we have raised for debate and discussion on our radio forum. Some weeks you'll see clickable videos and images, and the content varies, so definitely drop by our radio forum by clicking on Listen Live on our Facebook page. Thank you so much for listening to this week's edition of the show. We encourage you to leave us your comments on Hotel Transylvania. Maybe we have seen someone who, maybe we are streaming the show to someone who has actually seen Hotel Transylvania, and maybe you'd like to give us an opinion on your thoughts on the film, or let us know if you're going to go see the film, because I think that this film is a film for everybody, and I think that if you're looking for one film to celebrate Halloween in typical Halloween fashion, this has got to be it. I mean, we don't have Saw to rely on anymore. Quentin Tarantino is not making Saw anymore, so you know, at least we're out of that era, and I know that a lot of people are probably thankful of that. So if you're looking for a Halloween film to celebrate Halloween in typical Halloween fashion, Hotel Transylvania or Fun Size are two of the three big films released around this time of year that I would recommend for you because they are specifically written for Halloween. So definitely check them out and look up additional information on the internet. One of the things very quickly here I recommend is prior to seeing a film or purchasing a video game or reading a book, anything really, I recommend that you look up resources with enough information to help you determine whether or not to see something, purchase something, or just anything in general. So look up several summaries if you're not sure even after hearing this, and you'll thank me for it. One of the biggest sources for films I find are either movies.com or Internet Movie Database at imdb.com. There's also a lot of information about some of your favorite actors and actresses and upcoming projects for Hollywood at imdb.com. There's also a good site that I came across a couple of days ago called comingsoon.net. And what that is it's a website with extensive Blu-ray and DVD release information for at least the equivalent time frame of 4 months. That's comingsoon.net. And that's actually where I found out the release date of The Amazing Spider-Man, which drops on Blu-ray and DVD on November 6th, along with a lot of great Blu-ray and DVDs by November. At least by January, we'll see the release of Hotel Transylvania, and I'm expecting the Blu-ray and DVD to be packed down with a lot of exclusive content. So if you want to listen to our show and get access to our radio forum, all you got to do is go to facebook.com/HW Entertainment, scroll down to the About Me section after you click on Info, and below our RSS newsfeed banner, which links you directly to our news center's RSS newsfeed, there's a button that says Listen Live. It'll direct you right to our radio forum. You'll see a lot of videos and clickable images and additional information for a lot of things that we're talking about on our radio show. In addition to all that, we now have widgets for all of our social media networks, including Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can see the trailer for Hotel Transylvania either on our website's widgets or in our Twitter account. And the purpose of our widgets now that our website is offering is to entice you to sign up or subscribe to our social media network so that you can take advantage of all the apps we have recently installed. For any additional questions you may have, you can find me at the website's email address, hwwrestling@hotmail.com, or my personal email address, jonathanclarke2005 at hotmail.com. Hotel Transylvania was released back on September